Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Welcome to the Umatilla County Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is November 25th. November 25th. This meeting is a public forum with a call-in option provided, and our meetings are video and audio recorded with minutes taken. Our meetings are also live streamed. If you wish to speak to the board, please come to the podium, say your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments under 3 minutes. And please share if you're speaking on behalf of others. Are there any awards, recognitions, or correspondence?
I think it's important that we recognize kind of something historical. That last week the commissioners spent most of the week at the Association of Oregon Counties annual conference. And, I think it's really important to recognize past commissioners and Robert and all of our departments, that we are very, very blessed to be in the financial situation we are. We're not in great financial situation by any means. It's going to be a very, very, very tough year. But 29 out of 36 counties are actually having reductions, and 31 counties will actually lay off employees, but 29 will have reductions in general fund employees. Hopefully, we will not have to do that in Umatilla County. But I think that we need to take a moment and recognize past commissioners and our finance people that have put us in the position we're in now, because we are very, very blessed. We have a driving force for economic development, and it's not even across the county, but in this case, it's going to be one of those rising tides lifts all ships. And with the county as a reference point, I feel very lucky that even if we say no to positions this year, we're not telling you to lay people off, at least not yet. And I think that if we can all kind of hold our own, I think we're going to be in very, very good shape, especially relative to other counties across the state. That I think that was one of the biggest takeaways that I had from our conference and our meetings this last week, and also to congratulate past President John Schaefer on a great year as the chairman of AOC. Anyway, that's all I have.
Well, that's wonderful, Dan. Exactly. I always come back from those events grateful that we live in Umatilla County. We hear horror stories. That's for sure. Well, I would like to award a challenge coin to Ashley Smith. So, Ashley, would you like to come up here? Ashley is the nurse practitioner at the Hermiston Student Health Center that opened 1 year ago on November 4th, 2024. This is a brand new school-based health center and is the third school-based health center in Umatilla County. Ashley quickly jumped into this new program and joined with the Hermiston School District to start providing healthcare services for all students. Last school year, 327 individuals were seen, with 51% on Oregon Health Plan and 16.5% with no insurance. All services at the health center have no out-of-pocket expenses to the student or family. Being able to provide health care at the school and with no cost barriers has allowed many students to access health care that they otherwise would not receive. Ashley has heard students comment that now they are able to participate in sports because before they were unable to get a doctor to have a sports physical done. Not only does Ashley provide great health care to students, she also is an active participant in school activities and engaging youth. She sought their feedback on how to decorate the lobby and how to raise awareness that the health center is open and how to access it. She cares about youth voice and now has a youth intern for the full school year that will receive high school class credit for being an intern in the health center. She has been a co-advisor of the Hermiston High School Youth Advisory Council for the last year. She also participates in the HOSA club activities, which included assisting with the regional HOSA conference last spring, where she taught a suturing class. There are many highlights from this last year, and I want to celebrate Ashley's accomplishments in honor of the one-year anniversary of the Hermiston Student Health Center. Here is to many more successful years. Congratulations.
Nice job.
I also wanted to recognize Umatilla County Sheriff's Office. I was at Walmart last Saturday, and was greeted by deputies, and they were getting toys for Jasmine Strong toy drive. And I learned that they are now in 48 Walmarts in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. And everybody that was in Walmart had a little sticker, that little sheriff sticker, and they were young, old, anyway, lots of people donating to the cause. And that was a very heartwarming story about Jasmine, but to have the deputies there volunteering their time to do that was wonderful. So I thought that was great. So thank you. Okay, anything else? Approval of minutes of previous meeting.
So moved. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Additions to the agenda. Public input and recognition of visitors. Okay, we'll start with our business items. We are now moving out of our regular meeting into a public hearing. The meeting is now open on the floor for public comment on an ATV ordinance.
I do have a email that I received this morning from Chad Dodge. It's kind of a follow-up to our discussions with him, Cindy.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and read it into record, and then he'll supply the copy with the other property owner signatures. It says, to Umatilla County Commissioners, reference Government Mountain Road. Over the last few years, we have been seeing an exponential increase in liability and exposure on Government Mountain Road. This year, in recent months, we have been the worst, or have been the worst. The main issues that we are seeing, one is lawlessness, shooting guns on the road, late night parties with no law enforcement around. Remote location means delayed law enforcement response times when called. Next one is trespassing, high-powered ATVs, UTVs, racing at high speeds on the road, and trespassing onto private property, destroying, cutting fences. Timber at risk. Vehicle fires putting massive timber resources at risk. Burnt vehicles left and abandoned for private property owners to deal with. We don't have the option to insure our timber. If it burns, we are faced with devastating losses. Roads being ruined. Roads torn up due to gravel being spun off the road, surface potholes from burnouts. Private property owners have been paying rock and maintain the roads. Hancock, Boise, Dodge have done 2 to 3 joint road cost share improvements over the years. Lives at risk. Human lives, cattle, horses, and wildlife are being put at risk. Private landowners use the road regularly for hauling logs in log trucks, cattle and horses in trailers, and pickup trucks to check on cattle and property. ATVs, UTVs, and vehicles are traveling the narrow, curvy, steep road at extremely high rates of speed. When meeting these vehicles oncoming, they run you off the road. Vandalism, cabins, homes, equipment, and vehicles of private landowners are being vandalized. Dodge has chosen not to have a gate at Big Meadows in the past, but now feels that we must due to overwhelming risk exposure. What was the original intention of county gravel roads in Oregon? Serve primarily as essential infrastructure in less populated areas to connect homes and farms to maintain transportation network. Facilitate the transport of agricultural products to markets and access natural resources such as timbers and rock quarries. Gravel roads costs are more feasible for low volume traffic, but require lower speeds and increased driver judgment based on surface condition. We are asking the government mountain road be closed to the public. There is no actual purpose for the public to be on the road that only serves as access to private property. There are local areas for OHV recreation, USFS tollgate, and Juniper Dunes, just to name a few. All Forest Service land can be accessed via Tiger Canyon. The current timber sale has, it says Tony, and I'm not sure if that's the contractor, has reconditioned the Tiger Canyon road system. The lower the elevation the gate is placed, the better the mischief can be deterred. If the gate is placed higher on the mountain, it will just become a dead-end party spot. Lone Fir Road would be the first choice for the gate location. The gate on top of the mountain could be located on Dodge Forest Service line. Then the landowners, you've seen the pictures. That's all I wanted to read that in the record. I just got that this morning.
The matters before the board for a second reading of the proposed ordinance for ATVs. There were a few changes since the first reading, and those are highlighted in yellow on the draft that's part of the meeting. And then also along with that is a proposed map showing roads that would be available for ATV use.
Thank you, Doug. Let's see, I did a few things that Commissioner Doran asked me to do. One was on signage, and I got a hold of Tom Fellows, and I'll just read the email. He said, quick calculations, I come up with 170 signs for the roads you have highlighted in red on the map. I still have not settled on exactly which, assume what type of sign, that I think can be decided on a bit later. 170 signs and 175 per sign comes up to about $29,000.
Just for signs?
Just for signs. And they would take some time to install. I did talk to Sergeant Lehman. He's with CTUIR. And he said that our signs would be sufficient, so they wouldn't add any additional signage as far as CTUIR land. And then I wanted to Ian come forward, and I thank Ian very much for all your work on that. It was a great project, and thank you, Mackenzie.
Yeah, I have a couple of things to say. It's Ian. I worked on this map for the last month or so. I want to stress that this isn't a legal map. This was based off of the research I did, so it should be taken with a grain of salt. And if someone is using this, they should look at the ordinance and use common sense when applying that. Some stuff we don't have data for, like the statute mentions 2-lane gravel roads. We don't have width of the roads as a source of data, so this just assumes that all gravel roads in this area are 2-lane, which it's hard to describe what a lane is. Of all these are gravel except for 13. There's 13 paved roads under the definition of 40 mile have the 40 mile per hour speed limit or less. That's because very few county roads have speed limit signs. There's a total of 60 paved roads in the area, but only 13 are on this map and are applied to this. And most of them are near urban areas, especially the ones under 40 miles per hour that have speed limit signs less than that. On this map, there are 98 different roads. And I do have a list of all of the paved roads if you're interested. But I can answer any questions if you have them.
I appreciate all your work. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
GIS just amazing.
yeah, you've done a great job. And I'm sure that we're going to have to make some changes to this map. But thank you. Thank you. for your work.
Where does the $29,000 come from?
That's just the cost. So that's something, like, honestly, I don't know. That's something we'll have to.
Is that something road, highway funds can be used for, or no?
Our entire sign budget for a year at the Public Works is $30,000.
I will say that if this passes, I would be in support. But I think that's a great point. It's not a normal trust fund. I do have a couple of questions on, when it talks about and county roads is designated by the county through the appropriate signage. And then I look at number 9 that says that are not gravel county roads or paved roads with a posted speed. But that talks about, I'm not sure how those two match up.
9 is only for posting.
Okay, so that's separate than,
That's not designating, that's just saying which ones will be posted.
thank you. And then on the map, again, great job. I love GIS. Neatest thing ever invented. And then when you have people like McKinsey and her team. But it, roads that start in Washington that don't go anywhere, how do you control those?
You want to speak on that?
Oh, sure. Roads that start in Washington.
Yeah, so like Mill Creek, Fowler, Longford.
Those roads are specifically county roads. So those are designated by the county. And we have the information of that, of like, it's in the statutes of what are county roads, what numbers they have. And a lot of these roads have county road numbers based on segments. So only one segment is one number, even though they have the same name. So it's based off of the county road numbers and data.
Can we scroll up to the map so we can see the map?
Thank you, Ian. My question was, should those be part of this program?
One of the things that we talked about this morning was upping, making sure that people that come into Washington, from Washington, are illegal, period.
Yep.
And so upping the, what am I looking for?
Fine.
No, not the fine, just making sure that we have folks up there, sheriff's office personnel up there to, to enforcement, thank you. Enforce the,
Enough sheriffs to enforce what we have.
well, you know what, they've been really good about going up. Our conversation this morning was on government. And they've been going up and patrolling, that's the word I'm looking for, patrolling that area. So I appreciate your efforts on that. So anyway,
Back to my question,
okay.
the roads that enter from Washington,
Mhm.
like Mill Creek, why would that be included?
Because they're sitting in Umatilla County.
I believe State Line Road, which goes across the border, separates.
No, I get that part. They start in Washington.
I see what you're
Do you
saying.
know where Mill Creek Road is?
Oh, sure.
then why is it in here?
Well, and we can pull those out, Dan. I mean, this is, thank you for your efforts. But, we can go through and take some of these roads out that make no sense, or that if they do start in Washington. And I think, though, that you could trailer to the road and then use it.
Park on
That would
Washington,
be,
park in
yeah, but that's
Washington?
just it. I mean, so yeah, we can certainly take some of these roads out.
Okay.
That don't make any sense. A lot of it is common sense. And once again, I appreciate your work on this, but
No,
We
I
can
do too.
certainly-
You weren't, I mean, that's not part of your task.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can certainly pull out, roads that don't make any sense. We have an option to pull those out.
like Pine Creek Road, it is nothing but switchbacks.
But we can take a look at these and say, nope, we're gonna pull this one out, and we're gonna pull. We have that chance.
So do you want me to make kind of my suggestions and then
Sure.
at our next staff meeting or something, go through them? Is that what you kind of want to do?
Sure. That's fine.
No, how would your call?
If
How do you
no,
want
no.
to do it that way or?
That would be fine, because I just, safety is the number one, what we're looking for.
Don't do
And
it.
so, yeah, some of these, I'll have to go back through and we can take a look at. And if they don't make any sense, we can pull them out, sure.
So, so I'm a little confused. Are the tribes on board with it now? Is that what I'm understanding?
No,
But they're okay with our signs.
yes. They do not want ATV use inside of the reservation.
We have a few roads.
That go up to it. And when I was talking to Sergeant Lehman, what he said is that you're gonna get people out doing ATV and UTV use. And he said they will, bump up into the reservation. He said, we're not gonna jump on them, but we're just gonna gently say, what, do you realize where you're at? He said that's how they're gonna handle
So the ones that are on the res, are we gonna remove those then?
it. Mm-hmm.
You're talking.
But he said, our signs were sufficient. He said that he was, they're not gonna.
So you're not talking about the speed signs for ATV, you're talking about that sign?
No, there's little, Tom, do you want to explain about the signage for ATVs that you've seen?
The signs that I've seen, there's a number of different options. You can either have, like the Forest Service does, where you have just a picture of an ATV and with a rider under it that says that ATV is on the road. Or I've seen some of, probably the best one I've seen is in Columbia County in Washington. And basically it's a kind of a share of the road sign with a picture of an ATV. That's the best way I can describe it right now.
Fair enough.
But, so there's a number of different options. It just depends on what the board is looking for.
So I'm assuming the share of the road with ATVs is not one of the ones you're talking about on the reservation.
No,
I
no.
think what she's talking about is when you leave the reservation and come on the reservation, there will be a sign that says, you're coming on the reservation. It'll say no ATVs on.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then as you leave the reservation, it'll probably have one of our signs that says ATVs allowed under ordinance.
yeah. And one of the things that he talked about was, apparently there's points like out toward Goat Road, no ATVs beyond this point. And that's what he was talking about. Yeah,
I hadn't heard that. That's what I was
that type
looking
of thing.
for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they were great to work with. He's been wonderful to work with, but yeah, he said that they would just remind folks no ATV use on the reservation. Okay, any other comments? Dude, oh,
You go.
I'm sorry.
There is a lot of small roads which don't make sense, but were included based off the language of the statute. I can compile a list of those if you'd like, and you can check over them if you want to remove them or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good idea.
Yeah, thank you. very much. Okay, we're going to move out of public hearing and move back into a regular meeting. Any more discussion?
See the finished product for.
Okay, so I'm going to postpone it. You want to postpone it?
Listed as a discussion.
Okay. So move on.
Well, I mean, it was the second reading, so you can take action, but it sounds like you want to continue it for discussion until to finalize the map. Is that, I mean, the main point, is there anything in that written ordinance that is concerned?
I don't have any issues with what's written in.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that the map is what we want it to be and we don't conflict with the tribes like here.
And we just continue it to the next meeting.
Okay, we'll go ahead and continue to the next meeting. Thank you. Okay, maintenance purchase.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Lanai, Director of Administrative Services. And good morning. Before you is a purchase for a snowplow. So currently we have one vehicle with a snowplow on it, and this would put on our second one. So staff can work in both of our main cities that have multiple campuses, county campuses. So early in the morning, if there's going to be snow, Marty will drive one to Hermiston, and then he'll do all those parking lots there quite early in the morning before staff arrives. And at the same time, when my staff members, other maintenance members, can clear the parking lots in the Pendleton area. And this allow them, instead of having to do Pendleton and then travel to Hermiston, so they could do both before people arrive. And that purchase to buy another snowplow, we already have a 2,500 Chevy pickup, or it's the Dodge, I can't remember which one, but we can add that plow too. And the cost to do that is $8,208.35. It does involve us paying tax because we're getting it out of Spokane, and a staff member will run up there and pick that up because shipping would be $1,500. And the tax on that is about $6,000. So in the end, it'll come out a little.
Dan, hold on. Dan, did you say the tax is $6,000?
600.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Any other
Are
questions?
we exempt? Isn't the government exempt?
Not when you purchase it in
Washington doesn't.
Take it across the board to Idaho and we'll pick it up there.
Yeah, I think we still have to pay a 4.5 there in Idaho too, but yeah, it's half the price. But
Did you say that Marty would drive it over to Hermiston, or would it be parked in Hermiston?
we have to work those details out. I'm not sure how he plans to do it. The night before, if he knows it's going to snow, he may have it there, and then if they're not done with all the parking lots in Pendleton, he might drive it over so they could hit both places. So I think he's going to have a plan so he can start in Hermiston while the other team is starting here in Pendleton. How he specifically does that, I don't know the specifics. It'll depend on weather and time. And after we start doing things, how it works best.
So, okay, and then will we just still contract for somebody to do the sidewalks then?
The other remaining staff members do the sidewalks. We have a
I mean, it's Stafford.
you'd have to ask Marty specifically on how he plans to do the sidewalks there. I don't think we currently have somebody contracted I don't think we utilized them last year for doing the sidewalks there. I think staff did those.
Yeah, I think they did several times. I know the contractor did.
The commissioner over there that does that too.
So, yeah, so does Israel. I just was.
But now he's got to do the fair office too, so.
Right. that's gonna be critical, because that's, with all the new homes and everything else, there's a lot of foot traffic through there. And then, do we have a skid steer with a brush on it?
We have the skid steer, yes, and the big problem with that is to move that around, you have to load it up on the trailer and then drive the trailer and unload it, and then the icy weather, that can become a big issue, and the brush is bigger than most of the sidewalks too. So, but yes, we do have it, but it's, Marty has done this for the school districts for many years, and he's got a plan, and that we can use the skid steer locally, but it's not as easy to use in the time crunch and bad weather.
Do we still have a snow blower?
Yes. We have one on the front of a tractor that they use a lawnmower tractor to do the sidewalks, which that's what they'll continue to use that.
Over here?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Those are handy. I'm just curious on how we're gonna handle the sidewalks, juvenile and I guess in juvenile you have juveniles.
They're mainly covered. One entry that they use.
Anyway, I'm sure Marty will figure it out, just so we have a plan.
Yeah, and this is part of his plan, to try to get this done in a timely fashion and make sure things are done so we increase our safety.
Got it. I'd move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Flooring
All right,
contract.
commissioners. The next one there is for the flooring on the third floor for the old law library. As you've noticed, that floor, if you walked up there, is very unlevel, which is a safety issue and also makes flooring, putting other flooring over the top, an issue too. And before you is a quote from, I was going to say it's Scooter, but his company is H5 Contracting, and it's for $20,265. And he would come in there and start to grind some down what he could grind down, and then put a little epoxy on the top of that, and then pour a self-leveling on there to get the floor ready and prepped to do the next step. So this is just to get the floor leveled.
Got it.
Yeah, it's like walking around a roller coaster track up there.
Do you know what the time schedule is? Because this partnership with the state courts is.
Well, so everybody, the reason why we didn't have some of the bidders respond, because they couldn't get till later after the first of the year. So Scooter has said that should be after the first week in December. So somewhere around the 15th, hopefully he will be able to have this scheduled.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
I move approval.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion.
All right. Thank you, commissioners.
Thanks, Dan.
Sheriff's Office purchase.
They're playing rock, paper, scissors back there. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Not sure which purchase we're going first. Morning, Commissioners. Ron Hayes, Sergeant, Umatilla County Sheriff's Office, 4700 Northwest Pioneer Place. Looking for the purchase of 3 ATV trailers to replace aged ATV trailers. Part of this project is in the interest of safety as always. We're looking to move on to tandem axle only trailers throughout the unit. The single axle trailers are low slung, and I'd say, I don't want to say woefully inadequate, but certainly cause for concern. What we require to carry on the trailers, actually they're pretty overloaded. And so we've been relying on luck for nearly a decade, and I love luck. I want to have as much luck as possible, but I don't want to be the sole deciding factor in our day-to-day operation. So want to be properly prepared, and I think this is the time to do it. We've got a grant that's already been approved by the Oregon Parks and Recreation Department, totaling $19,200. Our 20% match for $4,800 total grant project is $24,000. And that would purchase us 3 replacement trailers as needed. We can surplus the trailers that we currently have. They're single axles. They could be used in other applications, but they really are inadequate for what we're doing. We're a 24-hour, 7-day a week, 52-week a year emergency operation, and we go out in all weather, all conditions, and we've had some limiting factors. So it's high time that we step forward and get ourselves some improved equipment.
What's the total, so with these 3 trailers, what's the total you can haul?
These two trailers have 4,400 pound carriage capacity. That would give us a 7 by 16-foot deck, a deck over tandem axle. And so we'll be able to carry an ATV and a UTV, or a combination of ATVs, UTVs, snowmobiles, whatever we need to mix and match for the situation and mission at hand.
How many ATV, UTVs do you have?
We presently have 2 UTVs. We're looking to improve upon that in the future. And we have presently 6 total ATVs. 2 of them are well aged, and we'll be looking to surplus those on our next project upcoming. And we've surplused one of our old trailers already, so our match is fully met on the surplusing of that trailer. So we're actually looking at $19,200 by grant from the state of Oregon, and we already have our match money through a surplus sale.
So,
I was just gonna ask, so the enclosed trailer that we bought last year,
Right.
that holds all the snowmobiles?
That's the snowmobiles. It can do combination of snowmobiles and or a single tracked UTV. So we could put 2 snowmobiles and a tracked UTV on that. So the goal that I'm looking for is to be able to accommodate all missions or a variety of missions as necessary. It's not actually impossible or unusual, where we'll get 2 search and rescue missions concurring simultaneously. And so we have to split resources. And so having that option, the ability to split resources, is really important.
you already answered my question, but I just want to make it more direct for the record. So no general fund dollars, correct? Grant money?
That's correct. No general fund.
With that, I'd move approval.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Vehicle repair.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Paul Wolverton with the Sheriff's Office. I am standing in for Lieutenant Roberts this morning because it's his vehicle that we need to repair. He had an unfortunate encounter with a deer on his way back from Hefner with our vehicle upfitter. He got 3 different quotes from 3 different locations, and we are recommending that we move forward with Zimmerman's Auto Body for an estimated cost of $8,952.07. This is for vehicle 2203, which for the projected mileage and projected life that we have left in it, we feel that it's worthy to go ahead and repair it and keep it in the fleet. Happy to answer any question.
I saw the pictures and I have no question.
Yeah.
Eye roll or two, but how so little damage can cost so much money is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You see the other 2 quotes, one of which was over 10,000.
I see, yeah, I see that. So
I'd move for approval.
I would second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. You should have one more.
Say it again.
You just want to spend money or what?
Looking forward to it. You bet.
Okay,
job.
payable licenses.
Good morning, Kim Beck, Director of Human Services. Permission to spend $5,796 on a Grammarly license, which includes 23 licenses. 2 of those licenses are for the DA's office. And this is a license that is through IT to meet the criteria for personal health information and flood protection. None of this money is general.
I was just gonna ask that question, so you know me too well.
I move for approval.
Second.
Why do we need that?
It's actually a program that helps the staff, just make sure that we're not misspelling and having typos and general, grammar, stuff on our emails and outgoing correspondence, as well as, reports.
Are we eventually just gonna be able to take advantage of the Outlook and Google emails that we have, Gemini? And
Well, that is my hope, and I was actually thinking about that this morning. Right now, we would have to upload everything in Gemini, I believe. I don't know enough about it, but my hope is to get away from this by next year and utilize Gemini. We love.
I don't, is Dan still on? I don't know if Dan's still on. But there's that it's a notebook, is that what I'm thinking of?
Yes, I think part of it is procedures. Kim's gone through and worked with us, but getting her staff to switch to using the new tools is still taking a little bit of time. But most of that can be done. It's just done a little differently. And some things are a little easier with one tool versus the other. And so it's just a timing issue. I think more in good staff training. But we've been working with her.
Good.
Thank you.
Good here, next year is the deadline. Thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one, Kim.
I'm before you again, and I will be multiple times probably over the next 6 months, to request permission to pay suite additions for environmental home modifications. These are continuations of previous plans you have approved deposits paid for. The work has been completed, and we need to wrap it up. And this all is reimbursed from the state.
It's kind of fun to authorize because somebody's getting enough.
State's expense.
Yeah.
It's a very exciting program that I am afraid is going to get significant restriction in the next probably year. So
You see that in a lot of different.
Unfortunately, I think you're correct.
I move for approval.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 thank you.
Motion passes.
Before
Thank
you
you,
step
Kim.
down, if I could just indulge for just 2 seconds. Yeah,
Sure.
the Tunnels to Towers last week gave one of our veterans a home. Could you talk about that for just 2 seconds?
You're trying to make me cry, huh? Tunnels to Towers is a program that came out of the 9/11 tragedy. And that program, like, it's a nonprofit that a family started. And it has grown through donation and other things. And one of the many things they do is build smart homes for veterans who have experienced significant loss during their active duty. And we just happen to have them build a home in Hermiston. And to be honest with you, I am not familiar with the veteran, so I am not sure if they actually were initially from Umatilla County or not. But it was amazing, and the people from Tunnels to Towers were here. Their teams were here. It was quite an event, and I was harassing Commissioner Schaefer about sending me because I wanted to cry like a baby because it was so moving. And we are blessed to have programs like that to serve our veterans and our first.
So here's a little plug. Farm City Pro Rodeo donates $1 from every ticket they sell on Friday to Tunnels to Towers. They actually were one of the first non-individual, non-corporate donors that they put out, if you'll see through the rodeo grounds, there's sandwich boards that have QR codes. You're able to donate. And they generate, I don't know the exact number, but generate quite a bit of money for Tunnels to Towers. And those folks came in and gave us a presentation. The program is incredible. If you ever get a chance, go to YouTube and watch the video. There's 2 of them now, but it is a program that is.
I know Sheriff Rowan was there, and so was Chief Stanton with UCFD1, so, yeah. Umatilla County was very well represented.
Yes, the county was well represented, OSP was well represented, and the city of Hermiston and Umatilla. There's a lot of local support, and it was a very moving experience.
I'm glad you and your team were there, so thank you for that. So,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure.
Make a comment on that, commissioners?
please do.
So I had the honor and privilege of being part of that as well, and we got to speak with the team before the procession, and they were overwhelmed at the first responder response. As mentioned, Sheriff's Office was there, Oregon State Police, UCFD1, Hermiston Police. They told me that in most locations, they do about 20 of these nationally a year. And they said that in most locations, they have a couple of police or fire units show up for the procession. We got basically the entire station from UCFD1, 3 or 4 of our MARC units plus the undersheriff and his car, 3 state police units, several, they were just overwhelmed at the response for the procession and then of course the ceremony. So they were very, very impressed with the turnout from Umatilla County and our associated partners.
He was a Marine and he re-enlisted in the Army too, correct?
That's correct.
Marine, and you were a Marine, right?
11.
Yeah,
I was a Marine.
I was just going to say that. That's not the right thing.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, so,
Yes.
all right.
So we were very well represented and they were impressed, and of course we invited them to come out anytime.
Perfect.
They
Thank
do,
you so
they
much.
do come out for the rodeo, or at least some of their team does, almost every year.
Thank you all.
Great, thank you.
Sorry about that, Chair.
Okay, let's see, Jubilee Lake project. Oh, he is, okay. Brent, I hear you're online.
You say hi.
What's before the board is a proposed letter of support for the Jubilee Lake Accessibility Project. You previously talked with Mr. Oliver about this and had the background to it, and this letter supports before the board for review and approval.
I move to approve.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. I just wanted to comment. I went to Mr. Oliver's film last Saturday night, sold out crowd, and it was very, very moving. And he does wonderful work. And one of the things that he did not share with the commissioners when he came and visited was all the equipment that he has supplied to folks that are disabled, and gets them up in the mountains and gets them into places that, they wouldn't have an opportunity to do or to go. So anyway, thank you. Thank you for all you do on that. That was very moving, that's for sure. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, Brent. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, supplemental budget. We will now move out of our regular meeting into a public hearing. The meeting is now open to the floor for public comment on supplemental budget.
Morning, Commissioners. Christina King filling in for Robert Paul, the Umatilla County Finance Department. We have 2 supplemental budgets today and 5 budget transfers. First one, order number 2020-13, the Public Works Program requires a supplemental budget to appropriate funding not known at the adoption of the budget. This requires an increase in transfers in for $1.3 million and an increase in capital outlay of $1. And budget order number 2026-19 for subcontracted services for mental health. Program requires a supplemental budget to appropriate the funding not known at the adoption of the budget requires an increase in state revenue of $643,000 and an increase in materials and services.
Quick comment, nothing to do with this other than the fact that you clear out the room just as fast as Robert does for the record.
Budget out. Those are the only two supplemental.
Is there any comment? Okay, we'll now move out of our public hearing and back into our regular meeting.
Okay, we have 5 transfers for the budget.
Oh, wait.
Number 2026-14 for facilities improvement requires a transfer.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Okay.
Take action.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I would move to approve budget order 2026-13.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 I move to approve budget order 2026-19.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 I don't know
Motion
what
carries.
happened to 14 through.
About to get
Okay,
That
now,
was my point.
budget transfers.
Okay, now budget transfers, budget order number 2026-14. Facilities improvement requires a transfer not known at the time of the adoption of the budget, requires an increase in transfers out of 1.3 million and a decrease in contingency. Order number 2026-15, general fund CIS program requires a transfer not known at the time of the budget, increase in materials and services of 12 million and a decrease in contingency, 12,000 and a decrease in contingency. Order number 2026-16, the general fund jail program requires a transfer not known at the time of the adoption of the budget, requires an increase in materials and services of 175,000 and a decrease in contingency of 170,000. Budget order number 2026-17, the law library program requires a transfer not known at the time of the adoption of the budget, requires an increase in materials and services of 9,000 and a decrease. And the last one, 2026-18, the 2050 plan program requires a transfer not known at the time of the budget, requires an increase in materials and services of 10,000 and a decrease in contingency of 10,000. Thank you.
Any comments, questions? Action?
I move for approval of budget order 2026-14.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion
Move for it.
carries.
Move for adoption of budget order 2026-15.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Move to approve budget order 2026-16.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Move for approval of budget order 2026-17.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Move for approval of budget order 2026-18.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ambulance staffing.
This matter before the board is the annual request from the East Umatilla County, East Umatilla Health District. It's for the waiver of the staffing requirements for the non-EMT drivers. It's the same request that has been for the last 12 years.
I would move approval. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anything for the good of the order?
I'm good.
Thank you.
I'm good.
All right, meeting adjourned.